Welcome back to First Impressions, Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition, Echoes of an Elusive Age on the Nintendo Switch. It's been a good time. What's the deal? What's happening? We're doing a second hour. We're playing the second hour of this, and I'm real excited. I planned.
Just happened to show up the day I finish it? Heck of a coincidence.
Sure.
Guess I really was meant to help you out, just like the seer said.
Don't be listening to the soothsayer. Him going on about the Ides of March and all of that. Yeah, so I plan to do the entirety of this episode in 2D mode, but apparently I can't just switch to 2D mode whenever I want. I gotta be at a church or one of the goddess statues, which is also where I save in this game, apparently. It's not, talking to a king, because the king apparently hates me. So, yeah. Most of this game I'm gonna want to play in 3D mode anyway. Just because, look at, it looks amazing. Look at this, honestly. But I don't think we're gonna be finding that.
Well, there must be a way out somewhere.
I don't think we're going to be finding a statue for a while, so we may not be switching to 2D mode quite yet. My question is, should I start the next hour timer now? Or should I start it when I get to... the next statue? When I'm next able to. Let's get this. Great. Can I go through the door? Of course it is. Cool. I'm not going to start it quite yet. If we have to make up for time, we'll make up for time. We'll just have a longer episode. Seems pretty straightforward. Doubt we'll run into many enemies except maybe some guards. Since we don't really have a... Oh, we do have the sword. Do I have to re-equip stuff? Because we're holding a torch.
Over here. Huh? Damn it. We better make ourselves scarce.
I don't have to censor that. It's 2020. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, it's a chase sequence. Uh-oh. You don't get that in Dragon Quest. That's bad. That's real bad. No, it's not.
Follow my lead.
Great. How did you get all the way there? Okay, I'm glad it auto-lights the torch and I don't have to remember to do that. I'm also glad that accomplished pretty much nothing. But I love me a good old-fashioned jailbreak. Are we gonna fight? We should fight. We have a new sword. He gave us a sword. We also have our old equipment. I didn't, put it on. I assumed it would auto-equip. Is that a false assumption?
Seriously?
Yep. It's fine. We have plot armor. We're not gonna die. It's highly unlikely that we die in this situation. You might have a few broken bones. Yeah, that's something RPGs don't do enough. Broken bones. I was about to say we're dead.
You okay? Looks like we shook the guards at least.
How? They fell down that bridge just as much as we did. Why would they go somewhere different? Unless they were still knocked out around us, but we're the only ones here. Maybe they assumed we're dead? Is that what I think it is? Wait, whoa. Is that what I think it is? Down here at the bottom of this. There it is. Oh man. I love how this game looks and I really want to continue it. Oh, we're just in nowhere land. Would you like me to request that those who guard and guide us change the very way in which you see the world? After changing your worldview, you may also return to any point in your adventure thus far. Yes. Oh, you would have to save anyway. Okay. Well, that was a waste. Hopefully I can start from right here. That's the plan. That's the intention. 2D mode. I'm excited. Can I replay the parts that I do in 2D mode? Oh, gotta pray. Gotta pray that we're in 2D mode. Wait. We have to start from... Oh! Wait, so hold on. So is it kind of like it's replaying the game in 2D mode rather than... Well, let's try it. You know what? Yeah, why not? 2D mode adventure log. So we're pretty much... Okay. Okay. So we're not just continuing from this point. We're starting over but in 2D. Are all the cutscenes still 3D? I don't want that. No. Skip the cutscene. Hold the skip. Hold the skip. Did it. We've seen this. Oh, I don't know if I just want to keep playing through. I don't know if I just want to keep playing through this in 2D. Oh. Oh, that's cute. Oh, this is so cute. Oh my goodness. So it's finally here, the big day. I can't believe we're going to be climbing all the way up there. Are we really just starting over? I don't know. I mean, we read this dialogue already. Oh, are we going? He looks like Sandy's keen to lead the way. And we already read all of this. It's just not voice acted anymore. Oh, it's so cool. This looks like it was made with RPG Maker, but also like, look at this! Oh, it's like in the style of like the Super Nintendo. It's like in the style of the Super Nintendo Dragon Quest games. Oh, I hit B, and that's how that is. I can't run, but oh boy, when I go diagonally. I'm not used to being able to do that with Dragon Quest 3 experience. Oh boy. So I also have to continue. So here's my question. Is the prayer place? Oh no, it's not. Okay. Is there a church in the town of Cobblestone? That's the big question. Slimes? Already? Imagine if we started in 2D mode. I mean, it's an option. So this is gonna feel a lot more close to home. Oh, definitely. Oh, for sure. Do I still have all my equipment, though, that I did from 3D mode? Love that. And the armor that I bought last episode. I am curious. Fight. Items. Yeah, I have everything. I have the great sword and all that. I already have Gemma's Charm. I can already frizz, theoretically. There's not really a reason to. You know what I do want to do, though? I definitely did this in 3. Can I do it here, though? System settings. Battle speed. Fast. Yeah. There it is. Fast button speed. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what I'm used to. Oh, this is nice. We know what happened. You saw the 3D episode. So this is just going to be a 2D episode and a 3D episode. We'll probably get to about the same place in the story, and that's fine. Yeah, I was hoping to maybe get like further in the story, but we'll see how it goes. I think we're definitely going faster. Okay. Of course, random encounters. That's a difference. Needlers. Okay. You know what? We're gonna frizz a needler. They're not part of a group, so that's interesting. They're separate. Do enemies group up? I guess they would have to. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I was a little uneasy when they were like, "Oh, it's you're starting over instead of continuing on where you were." But you know, it's kind of for the better. When you think about it, because like, yeah, you shouldn't do part of the game like in 2D and part of the game in 3D. You should have to do all of it in both, or in one specifically. Because I think it let me do it let me choose 2D from the start. I just didn't. It chose 3D. I'm just kind of breezing through this. Nice. Items aren't like items that are just lying around in 2D mode aren't like shiny in Dragon Quest 3. So, not used to that. I was wondering how it would handle like spirals and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna go by much faster. We might get further in the jailbreak. We might get much further in the jailbreak if we're already at this point. Because the timer's hardly gone at all. Imagine being further in the game in 2D mode than I am in 3D mode. Smogs. Okay. Let's frizz this smog. Sounds like it's a not okay thing to say, but you know. Great. I don't even need the herb. 29 health. Yeah, I didn't want to overlap the 2D save data with the 3D save data. Love that. Oh man, love how succinct that is. I got heal! I love that. Every time a party member levels up, they earn some skill points, as the name suggests. Oh! Okay. It did tell me this is the first time I leveled up in 3D mode too. I just didn't really process it. It's kind of like bonus points. Yes! That's not an option. It's character builder. Oh, let's see. So I have that already. So adopts a supple stance that can greatly increase the number of parries performed. Slashes an enemy with a scorching sword. Absolutely. I'd love to learn Flame Slash. Cool. I don't have any P anymore. Skill points. Okay, I like having skill trees, kind of like Ori in the Blind Forest. Or, I think I'm kind of thinking of Dragon Ball Xenoverse when, like, you could, like, get bonus points whenever you leveled up that you can apply to any other stat. Or am I thinking of another game that does that? It's fine. Oh, it's so much easier to climb stuff. I can't wait to play more 2D Dragon Quest. Honestly, I mean, this fulfills it, but, like, I definitely wanted to try out a full 3D Dragon Quest before I played Dragon Quest 1. Dragon Warrior 1, I should say. So, yeah, after this, I'll probably do most of the game on my own in 3D, but I'm enjoying this. Oh no! Don't have to fight that bird. I'm just glowy. The glow of the luminary. Oh! Oh, we zapped that bird. This still looks really good. Did the Super Nintendo Dragon Quest games look this good? I have no idea. If I ever replay Dragon Quest 3, because that was a great game, if I ever replay it, boy howdy, I am definitely playing it on Super Nintendo. But I mean like the games that were made on Super Nintendo, like 4. Or the ones made on PlayStation 1, for gosh sake. Wish I could see it. It's just kind of blank. You know, even though this was adapted, 2D mode was a thing that was adapted, I think for the 3DS version was the first version of this that had that. Yeah, you a priest. You a big priest. I recognize you because you're almost the same sprite as my priest from Dragon Quest 3. Yeah, 2D mode was first a thing in the 3DS game, so they definitely had to recreate all of Dragon Quest 11 in 2D using these 16-bit sprites. This is definitely a new thing. But yeah, skipping the dialogue will make this go by much faster. I think we're definitely gonna pass it. Do we still have a horse though? I don't know how riding boys works. Yep. I do not know how riding boys works. A well! Can I go down the well? I can go down the well. That's can I do that in 3D mode too? Like, surely I can. I'm used to being able to do that from, you know, the other game. Dragon Quest 3. Although I don't know how to get to my house now. That's sandy. Cool. Because it's not all a cobblestone path. That's nice. Hey, you heard this all the other time. Maybe I'll read the dialogue once we pass the jailbreak. The issue is, since I'm level 5, you know what I could do? What if I just like leapfrogged, love that. What if I leapfrogged to 2D and 3D mode every time I got to a little goddess statue, if it let me switch back to 3D mode? Since I'm earning levels in both modes, I think that'd be really interesting. the best way to maintain experience growth when I switch back and forth. But of course, I won't really know if I'm able to do that until we get to the first goddess statue or church in 2D mode, which will probably be the campsite on the way to Helio Town. Oh wait, here's something I can do. I can check the cupboard that I wouldn't think to do. Aw, that sucks. But I wouldn't think to check cupboards if it wasn't in 2D. Man, there's so much that being in 2D reminds me I can do. So if I switch back to 3D, will those things be collected? What are you? Oh, it's a horse. It's the behind of a horse. That really messed me up. Wait, how do I jump? Are there still side quests? What's this? I need. Oh, you know what? It's a red door, so I need a magic key. Yeah, I guess without a jump button, we can't have all the same side quests. Do we have any of the same side quests? Wasn't there something on top of my shed? I don't know. Well, there's nobody like with a thing above their head to like indicate they're offering me one, so maybe it's different. Hi, Dad. Great. Where am I going? Who am I going to talk to? Hey, other dad. Oh, that's a fun running gag. That he's my dad. Yeah. Might not be allowed back for a while because y'all gonna get slaughtered by the king of the town that you're sending me to. Because you expect him to be cool that I'm the luminary, but he's not. He's not Santa. Love that. Can I hit minus to view it since I'm in? At least if I'm outside of a town. So I'm in. Oh, I can ride the horse. Oh, it's the butt horse. So is the one next to the butt horse? Was that Gemma wasn't the one with the horse. Gemma's about to show up though. We're still on the horse though. Can I make the horse go faster? And can I just ram through enemies with the horse? Is Gemma not going to stop me? Oh, she stops me outside of town. Because there has to be that transition. At least she's not making a scene, jeez. She did this in front of people in the 3D version. Honestly. What a waste. Thanks, Gemma. I already have it equipped, so I guess now I have two. So I can sell one of them. Another horse. Love that. A slime. I don't know if I can take it. Yeah, random encounters are going to be something. Cool. Let's see. Oh. Oh. Wait, I dismounted the horse. What happened? How do I remount the horse? Oh, that's how I hit the map. But it doesn't tell me. That's just a map of the world. That doesn't tell me where towns are. Just like the map in 3. How do I get back on the horse? Those guys are just blocking me from going places I shouldn't be going. I kind of went back on the horse. He was kind of fast. I'm already too strong for slimes. At what point will they be running from me? Because in Dragon Quest 11, not 11, in Dragon Quest 3, your strength got to the point where, ravens! Aw, Draki. Like Dracula, I get it. Your strength always got to the point where weaker enemies would run from you. Is it nighttime? Or am I just in a dark place? Oh! Oh! We're in big overworld now. It expanded, so these are okay. Cool, 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 cool. Well, I accidentally got rid of my horse and don't remember how to get him back. I'm pressing buttons, pressing buttons. None of them are giving me my horse back. So, great. Horseback. Haha. That's what I am. Bunicorn. Bunicorn looks exactly like it does. Horny hair. Horny hair is what it was called. Pepped up. Cool. I read about being pepped up. I was pepped up when Gemma was encouraging me. So, that's cool. You get stronger when you're pepped up. It's Campfire Boy. So the actual campfire's down there. But can I go in his really tiny house? The thing about the like outer worlds of Dragon Quest III is that you never really saw people there other than yourself and your team. So yes, like towns and trees and stuff were really tiny in relation to you. But like, oh, back on the horse. Great. Cool. No, I'm fine. I'm just gonna steal your stuff. Do you have any special books that can change my personality? That's not a thing in this game. I'm just gonna break your stuff and be on my way. So there's no thing here. Perhaps just because I made a different... Wait! No! I got rid of it again! But if I go in and out... Yeah, we never saw people like next to the big houses other than myself. No, it's just gone! I keep hitting B and getting rid of my horse. But then, like, I'm on a horse, and I talk to another horse, and I get on that horse. So when you're on these hilly areas, at least in other games, in 3, what that meant is you're more likely to get a random encounter. So I'm glad that's consistent. It's kind of boring. I really like the landscape of like really like the landscape of the 3D mode. Great. And there it is. There's Castletown. Yeah, I can't wait to play more 2D Dragon Quest games just to see how familiar they are. Because like obviously this is an adapted version of a 3D game to look like a 2D game, to be like a 2D game. So we'll see how it goes for real. So I wouldn't say it's the earliest Dragon Quest game that like was 3D first until its remake. Well, doesn't 3D first and wasn't only 3D upon its remake. Like a lot of other ones, like the 3DS ones and the DS ones, except 9. 9 was originally on the DS and I think it was a 3D one, but I'm not sure about 8. I think 8 might have originally been on like PlayStation until they remade it, and I think it was 2D in that one. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. But 11 was a special case. In fact, you know what? I think 11 is the only case where you can say that it started off as a 3D game and they made it a 2D game. Within the 3D game. I have to go upstairs. Castles are always confusing. Castles are so confusing in Dragon Quest. I'm not going to explore. I just want to go. I just want to go, get in, get there. So maybe it has to be an actual church. Maybe there are no like goddess statues in the 2D mode. Great. We're breezing through. Bye. Have fun slaughtering my village. Oh no. And I'm getting arrested. Great. Can't wait to do the stealth section in 2D. Honestly, I feel like it'll be much easier. Not that it was particularly difficult. Their like lines of sight are probably very lenient. That's a jail. That's a 2D Dragon Quest jail. Already it's so familiar. I thought it'd be even in 2D mode. I thought it'd be like unrecognizable to what I'm used to. But no, it's very familiar. So is there a bit in every Dragon Quest game where a king turns on you and you get thrown in jail? I guess that's not a mandatory thing to happen in 3. That only kind of happens if you talk to the jailer. Or talk to the king. He throws you in jail, but like, you know, I just wanted to do that. I can switch to 3D mode in my own cell. Oh, I could have done that earlier then. No way, I have to start from... If I want to switch back to 3D, I have to start from the start of the game. That's why I have the other save point, though, in 3D mode, so I can just keep them going from both. But that's where you would want to continue. So really, to get to something past coming of age, I would have to get to whatever's quote-unquote Chapter 2, because I guess this game is broken up into chapters, unlike Dragon Quest III. Yes. We're gonna keep playing the game in 2D. This will be fun. How they interpret this scene. Oh. Doesn't work as well. Looks like he just kind of bashes his own body against the jail door. I'm just surprised how much of this works in 2D. I think that's my biggest takeaway. Well, let's keep going. Yeah, so they kept all my stuff equipped when I do that. That's good on them. You know, one thing 3 did sometimes was like when I was like next to something but I had no other possible destination, it would like correct me, and I guess it's only doing that if I'm on like the edge of a doorway, but it would like correct me and force me to go in another direction. But to be fair, that game was grid based. Not like you can be wherever you want at any point in time. If that makes any sense. If you know what I mean by that. By grid based. Looks like Matt's neighbor has been busy. Go down the hole. That's new. That's funny. I like that. And now it's this episode. It's the sewer. Yeah, we're making progress. So now it's gonna be new. Well, not quite. It'll be new once we get down. How dare you? At least we can see what's behind it. In 3D, we wouldn't be able to. So if you want to know what's coming up in 3D mode, play a bit of 2D mode. Yeah, no wonder this is all Chapter 1 with how quick it goes by. Nothing to gain by fighting them. But can I fight them? Just turn around. Nothing to see here. Oh! You can fight them. I bet they're really strong. Is that what happens in 3D if you try to fight them? Okay. Nope. Let's frizz. Middle boy looks strongest just because he's different. Yikes. They're gonna destroy me. I'm not a fan. I'm really, really not a fan. Yeah, we really do have nothing to gain by... Oh no. We really did have nothing to gain. Mysterious voice. Great. This might be a little more difficult than I anticipated, doing 2D mode stealth. I don't know what their line of sight is the issue. Nope. I really don't want to be screwed over. What's my goal here? This boy ain't budging. He's quite an issue. Oh, he turned around but kept going. Okay, cool. Great. So was that the whole stealth? That was the whole stealth, so this is where the bridge breaks. That was a lot less interesting. That was a lot less interesting in 2D. I thought it'd be more. Dang. It certainly was easier. I thought it was more difficult. It wasn't. And somehow all those guards cease to exist when the bridge breaks. And we don't. We just go to a different plane. Maybe they got washed up somewhere else. Maybe that's the story. Cool. Great. Can't go in the water, so let's just go. And this is where we were, but we can only restart the game, so there's no point. Unless we want to load another save. I was thinking this might be about time for first boss. And maybe I should do first boss in 3D. But you know what? I didn't ask for your opinion. We're seeing this through. We're seeing this through in 2D. Oh, it's a dragon. Oh, I bet this looks insane in 3D. It's too bad I'm not gonna see it. No, I will. How much longer do you think it's gonna take me in 3D? Oh! Wow, thanks for having my back, hooded boy. Are we gonna escape from the dragon? Oh yeah, we didn't have an escape sequence. Uh-oh. No, that's not fair. You didn't give me time. You did not give me ample time. You know, whenever I would flee in, oh, that's cool. Actually, you know, a 2D escape sequence is pretty cool. Bro, there's a rope right here. If we just stood next to the wall, he wouldn't even know. What? There's a rope! Y'all. Y'all. There's probably a reason for it. There's... Oh, God. Maybe he is first boss. I kind of do like having to avoid these rocks. It's kind of cool. What was I saying? Probably something else about Dragon Quest 3, because I apparently can't shut up about that. No, this escape sequence probably looks great in 3D. But you know what? It's too bad. I should probably be reading it aloud now that it's new. It's new information. You can read, though. You have eyes. Uh-oh, it's back. It keeps coming back. Oh, and now it's Bowsering us. Ah! I like the extended run. Is this gonna be like Skyrim, where we accidentally released the dragon into the world? The Darkspawn. It's not that I'm the Darkspawn. Isn't it that, like, the Luminary existing makes the Darkspawn more likely to appear? Or that the Luminary existing makes the Darkspawn, so that's why I'm the Darkspawn. That's probably it. Just jump. Jump into the waterfall. Make like a Luffy? Link? Lots of characters jump into waterfalls, don't they? He's a Super Saiyan Blue! Hey, Eric. I miss being able to name all my boys. Oh, we're just riding the waterfall. That's less treacherous than it probably is in 30. Oh! A title card! Oh, a 3D cutscene. This is probably the end of Chapter 1, or the prologue. So if we had just waited until right now, we could have started 2D from here, but instead I decided to start over. Wait. Is this just the opening cutscene? That I already saw? Is it just showing it all to me again? I think that's what's happening. My dad! Oh no! Oh, he goes rogue? I hate that my father-in-law has to help me defeat my father. Yggdrasil, which ends up in every game for some reason. Aren't you glad you got to watch? Are you glad you got to watch part of this intro for every... Is that the Divinagon? Or is that just an inconspicuous dragon? Is that the dragon that the quest refers to? Is that the quest dragon? There's just like multiple dragons in every game. Oh, okay, so we can auto-save. Okay. No, I see. Yeah, okay. We're gonna overwrite our other 2D progress. Might as well. Thank you. Got lazy bones. Come on, up you get. Where am I? We're in a house of healing. A church. Finally, I was worried you got lost for a minute there. You've been out cold ever since we jumped. Had to drag you all the way here on my own. What a jump it was. I closed my eyes, put my faith in the luminary, and somehow didn't get smashed into 1,000 pieces. In fact, I woke up on the forest floor at the bottom of the cliff without a scratch on me. Amazing what a little faith can do. Anyway, I guess you and me must be at the top of the King of Heliodor's most wanted list by now. Which means we can't hang around here too long. Let's go say thanks to the nun who looked after us and be on our way. Only after we break her pots. Cool. Flaxen thread. I don't know what that means. Dose of strong medicine. What's her deal? Ah, there you are, my children. I trust that your friend here is fully recovered. Oh, don't worry about him. He's just fine. Thanks for looking out for us. We owe you one. Not at all, dear. I'm just happy to see you both well again. But if you are leaving, you must be careful on the road. It seems dangerous criminals have escaped from the capital and are at large somewhere in the area. I think that's us, fam. Oh, I shudder to think what wicked deeds they might be capable of. Criminals, you say? Dear me, that doesn't sound good. And you heard this when you were in Heliodor? I can't wait to hear that voice acted. I did indeed, my child. There were guards everywhere. They are searching high and low for the villains. And I heard that that the mighty Sir Hendrik himself has headed to the mountains in the south with his troops. They say he means to block the road to Cobblestone, the village the fugitives came from. Oh, but you must forgive me, poor lambs. I did not mean to alarm you. They will soon be caught. I am sure justice will be done. And until then, you are free to remain with us for as long as you please. Thanks, we appreciate that. As long as we please until you find out it's us. We're going to get a little fresh air. We have a few things to discuss, right? Just that knowing look we probably gave each other. Uh-oh. That dude kind of looks like my warrior from 3. Cobblestone, eh? Never heard of the place. Never even knew anyone actually lived in those mountains down south. Is that really where you're from? I'm guessing you want to go see what's happening down there, but you need to be smart. You won't get past Hendrik unnoticed. If you're going to make it there without getting caught, you'll need to avoid the main road. And if you want to do that, you'll need my help. I know every back road there is to know in these parts. But I've got things to take care of in Heliodor first. I left a little something in one of my old haunts downtown, and I need to get it back. So are you coming along for the ride? I did help you break out of the dungeon, remember? No. Come on, don't be like that. I just need to pop back to town and grab it real quick. After that, I'll show you the scenic route to Cobblestone. Sometimes if you say no multiple times, they'll just start repeating themselves. But yeah, that's the spirit, but we can't have you bringing us any unwanted attention. Oh, I've got just the thing. Is it a disguise? I'd love a disguise. Here, put this on and keep your face hidden. Otherwise, you're going to get nabbed as soon as you set foot in Heliodor. I'm beautiful. That's more like it. You're going to be a wanted man, you might as well look the part. But you look the exact same as when you wore your hood inside of the jail cell, so they know you to be a hooded figure, but it's fine. Glad you're coming along. The seer told me to stick with the luminary when I found him, and that's just what I'm going to do. That was a really good tune. I don't know what about that tune it was, but that was really satisfying to listen to. Holy crap. And now we're best friends. Pet power. Tell me about pet power. Yeah, I actually read up on this. Apparently, so I think there's 7 people you get in total in your party, roughly. Unless the definitive edition adds more. And, like, sets of 2 of them can, like, team up and, like, give each other pet powers. And then, like, the 7th one can team up with anyone, apparently, I think. And, the Luminary and Eric are, buddies. Hey, Roy. I assume your name's Roy. I don't know why. So that blue-haired chap with you is called Eric, is he? Well, he looks like he knows how to handle himself. You could have picked a worse traveling companion, that's for certain. Now tell me something. Have you heard of pet? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Look. Yeah, they're like special combo attacks, pretty much. Oh. Sure. You know what? We'll just find out. Great. We'll just find out. It's pretty much just go get your party pepped up and show a monster who's the real decoy. Great. And then let's steal this item. Oh, it's just shaking a tree. It's not really stealing an item. Buzzberries. More buzzberries. What can I do? Cook with these? If I keep shaking the tree, will a squovit come out? It's topical, I know. Where am I? Yeah, I'd like to. Oh, there's 3 different kinds of maps. So I can have the mini-map down here the whole time. That's actually kind of like if it were 3D. And then, in relation to everything else, that doesn't really help. And great saber cats. Saber cubs. Ooh. Tiny boys. Okay. We'll attack you. And then, oh, I don't get to choose Eric's attack. That's interesting. Well, you are going to heal yourself because you're dying. Yeah, Eric's just kind of doing his own thing, ain't he? That's not the best. He could be making better choices. These guys are kind of strong. I don't have a lot of MP. But what I do have is 20 is yellow for him? Okay. What I do have is probably medicinal herbs, so figure it out. Usually a break in the forest is a place I can go. What is this, an observatory? It's kind of a side area. Cool. A seat of strength. Won't that like raise my strength stat? You usually don't find enemies in these areas. It's probably weak to fire if there is such a thing. There you go. Head up the slope by the church. Yeah, I apparently was lost already. I'm not going the right direction at all. Just getting items for myself. Come on, fam. Love that. Oh, and that's a full heal. Oh, that's where I came from, so I need to go up here. No wonder I couldn't recognize a slope. Okay. Oh, is this just Heliodor? Or is this like underground Heliodor? Do you know how much faster we could have downtown? Do you know how much faster we could have been here? If I wasn't like hooliganing around? The red orb. They got wise and pulled me in eventually, but not before we stash it safe. Stash it somewhere safe so we can pick it up later. So are all the red orbs in all the different games like the same, or not the colored orbs? Are they the same colored orbs, just put in a different region? I don't know. I don't know. But let's go. So where's the garbage pile? Oh, garbage pile. This is a spot. Keep a lookout, okay? I'm gonna grab the loot. Is he actually getting the red orb? It's around here somewhere. The one with an upstairs. Love that. Cool. Yeah, guide the camera towards it so I know what you're talking about. Because see, what's interesting about it is, in 3D, it's very clear like what you need to do. And trust me, I know from playing Dragon Quest III that I used to walk through for that entire game. It's not easy to know what you have to do in 2D Dragon Quest. It's very difficult. It's very trial and error. But for them to adjust how they show me the game, not just like turn the game into a 2D world, but to adjust how the camera shows me things. Oh, she probably looks nice in 3D. That's really creative. I was afraid of the dog. Emotion definitely doesn't easily get through in this. I'm a little confused as to what's happening, but it's also because I'm skipping through text a lot. It's back on his position. What was I just supposed to watch people distract other people to get certain people through the door? I'm not entirely sure what just happened, but I do know I can get some items for myself. Let's go up here, go around you. Yeah, I was gonna just like fall down off of them, but that's fine. Clearly do not want me to do that. We can go over here though. Talk to my dad. Gosh. See what's in this? Boxer shorts. Love it. I can put those on. And they could be better than the defense I have right now. Theoretically, this is this early game. I don't have a hat. Oh no, I do have a bandana. Does Eric? He doesn't. Eric doesn't have proper equipment at all. We'll deal with that when we deal with that. Let's just get back to the story. You know, I was impressed at first when I was like redoing stuff that I'd already done in 3D. But like honestly, I would not recommend anybody play this in 2D first time. I'm like, it's getting kind of boring, honestly. Like I really enjoyed the visuals, and I like seeing the parts of the game recreated. But like, if this is just like all it is, it's kind of boring. But anyways, his friend sold the red orb, so we have to get it. Because once we get all the orbs, we can take it to like, I don't know, Greenland or something, somewhere like that, and then like they'll give us a bird so we can fly anywhere in the world. I'm definitely not getting my games confused. What are we doing? Where can we borrow a dog? And yes, we proved he's not a fan of dogs. Let's take this dog. Hey, can I have your dog? Okay. Okay. So she's giving us a task to get her some stuff so that she can give us her dog. Oh, I already have it? Where'd I get the holy water? It's a good thing I already had it. I had the buzzberries just because I shook that tree, but... Cool, it's a good thing. I didn't actually want to go get it. I don't want to voice this girl with a very thick accent. Surely it would be offensive if I did. You selling better armor than what I have? I probably don't have a lot of money. Is there a gambling arena here? I can only get one. When it came to Dragon Quest III, because I was playing it on a on an emulator, I could save state, and I abused the heck out of the gambling arenas. But I also found that at least late game, once I had so much money that money was never really an issue, that even when I did get low on money, because things got like stupid expensive, it evened out because I would sell the things that I had no longer had equipped after I got the new stuff. And I can probably do that now, I just don't want to. I kind of just want to progress through the game for right now. But I have a dog. Should have just brought Sandy with us the whole place. Why is he so afraid of dogs? I love when sprites are capable of being expressive. They're just not very much. Alright, Derek. Derek gonna go be a rich folk instead of a galaxy brain head. So is it nighttime just because I let time pass, or is it nighttime because it's supposed to be nighttime in this part of the game? Where am I going? His shop over by the castle. Oh, yes we are. Let's not talk to any guards. Castle's up here. Yeah, I was about to say, yikes. Wait, so you say another way to get to the shop? I don't have enough for armor. Dad? It's fine. Different people selling weapons and armor. That's new. So it's past there. I think what it expects me to do is, I have an idea. Climb up here. Yeah. That guard's not even worried about it. Great. Is this place? Yeah, it is. Derek, you conniving mofo. Yikes. I wish I could see what exactly was happening. So, you're telling me that they knew he was digging the hole, but he was paying them off? This dude was paying them off so that, Dirk, not even Derek, Dirk. This can only fit 4 letters there. You can only fit 4 letters there for your Nintendo Switch. Give me that red orb. Are there less people down here? Oh, he handed over the orb. A little bird tells you that Hendrik, I read that as Erdrick, and I was like, ugh. Hendrik, yes. We got King's Barrow, and it's been under lock there ever since. The King's Barrow, the southeast of town, same direction as Cobblestone. Great, we'll be close. 2 birds, 1 stone. Derek will join our party. Come on, he's married. That's awesome. But he was still paying off the guards. I don't like him. Maybe I'd like him if I saw his 3D model, saw how expressive he could be. I should go out downtown again. Find a way around. Forest around there. Mangle Grove. Ugh. Yikes. Let's go. Oh, no. Let's go this way. What if we just approach them from behind? That'd be something. Oh, they're gone. Makes that much easier. All of the guards are gone. That's funny. Just gonna break more stuff. Of course, we can go this way. He's probably still gone from the dog. You know? Let's make our way out. What's your deal? Hey, she called me handsome. Oh, she's probably talking about Eric. You know. What? Oh, I guess she's holding fans. When she talked about the little nippers on her, I kind of interpreted that in a way. You know? A way that maybe wasn't intended. Maybe I should heal while I'm here? Eric's fine. No, he leveled up. He's doing better than I am, honestly. So, if it could point me in a direction. Yeah, I probably do need to go down this way. It's nighttime. You know, they're still real strong, but like, they go down faster. And now I'm level 6, and that's a full heal. Which it's not. It's so not in 3. Yeah, I'm gonna be saving my my BP. Great. Little forest mini dungeon. That's already opened. That's interesting. I've been through here? This is interesting. Oh, a little campfire. Campsite. Just when we needed one. It's still a fair way to Cobblestone. Let's rest out for the night. Got anything to give me while we're here? Still can't get over Dirk. Was his name Dirk the whole time? That's not just what it said above his text box. Because I swear they were saying Derek. Like over and over they were saying Derek. He didn't just go straight. Married? Well, yeah, he went straight if he's married. He could be married to a man. I'm not going to judge. Married, shop in the best part of town. He went straighter than straight, just like that. We used to be thick as thieves, literally. We'd travel the world, always on the hunt for loot. Ah, those were the days. Oh, speaking of which, I just thought of something we acquired back then that might come in handy. Yep, I've decided. I'm giving it to you. You'll love it. We sure did when we got our hands on it. We sure did when we got our hands on it. Whatever. You know what I said. Behold the fun-sized forge. Pop a few raw materials on top, bash them with the porta-pounder, and Bob's your uncle. New equipment. People like saying Bob's your uncle around here. I miss Uncle Bob. Even when he was racist, he was kind of charming. Anyways, I'm not just talking steel swords and the like. Wooden boomerangs, natty new jerkin. What? Whatever. You name it, this thing can make it. Sweating over a hot forge was never exactly my style, but I have a feeling you'll get more use out of it than I ever did. Can't you go smashing stuff together willy-nilly, though? You'll need the recipe for the piece of equipment you want to make. Here's a little something to get you started. You should strike while the iron's hot. Figuratively. Forging Ahead. A tome entitled Forging Ahead with a Fun-Sized Forge. A Beginner's Guide. This seems so out of character for Eric. To have something called the Fun-Sized Forge. Sounds like a kid's toy. Divine Daggers. Bookshelves. Treasure chests and bookshelves. So, okay, that always startles the heck out of me. I can take it out whenever I want. Head to a campsite or dig it out of your bag. Give you materials to make the recipes in the book that I gave you. Sure thing. Let's go ahead and see how it works. It's a fun-sized forge. Let's use it. Although, is this only how it looks in 2D mode? Or is it how it always looks? No, I'm not sure. Even though it'd be cool. So we can get better weapons than we even get in the shops. Because the thing I did in Dragon Quest III, because I could abuse money grinding, is that whenever I get to a new shop, I would always just buy the best stuff, even if I get better stuff like a bit later before I even have to like grind for money or anything. Let's get a Divine Dagger. Yeah. Yeah, focus. Oh boy. Yeah, let's not bash it too much. Appraise? What does appraise mean? Should I have done that? Divine Dagger +1. Better I make it, it could do like better. Nah, I'm good. I'm done actually. Hey Eric, I just want to say, yes, it went according to plan. I want to tell you, you're my best friend. My best friend. And this has been First Impressions. You know what? You know what? Here are my first impressions of Dragon Quest XI S Definitive Edition Echoes of an Elusive Age. Dragon Quest XI S Definitive Edition Echoes of an Elusive Age. Longest title of 2019, possibly. I have been looking forward to this game a lot, even before I played Dragon Quest III. But now that I have, and I can appreciate the oldest tropes of Dragon Quest, seeing new stuff is really cool. And I went ahead and once I got done, as stuff was like saving, as the video files were saving, and audio files, I went back to 3D mode, and I played through the dragon bit and the waterfall bit until I woke up in the House of Healing. And you know what? It was really cool. It was a very Akira Toriyama dragon. I'll say that much. It's a blast. I'm enjoying this game. It's definitely Dragon Quest III was the kind of game that I just like sat around in my dorm. I turned off the sound of the game, turned on some music, just played casually while listening to music, using the walkthrough. It was a very casual game because it's 2D Dragon Quest. That's how it be. But with a 3D game like this, and with how good the voice acting is and the orchestral soundtrack, and just how beautiful everything is, I think I might leave the sound on for this adventure. I'm excited. It's really good. I like the 3D combat. The 2D parts, I don't know if I'll ever finish the game in 2D mode, but I definitely think, one, I should start the game over once I'm like super over leveled, like towards the end of the game. No, I shouldn't. 2D mode's definitely something I want to do after I've already done 3D mode, so I can re-experience stuff in 2D to see how they reinvented it, I should say, and definitely not do things for the first time in 2D mode, because that's definitely where this part of the episode fell short. It just got to be not interesting to have things happen for the first time in 2D. Because I knew there was something better available, and I'd already experienced 3D. If part 1 was 2D, and then I did it again in 3D, that might have been a different story, but that's not what I did, And so things were different and things were really weird. So, that being said, I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I think it's gonna be great. Can't wait to meet all the new characters, hear all the new voices, and just experience Dragon Quest again. Because I really liked what I played in 3, and I know I mentioned it way too much in these two videos, but like having one of the oldest Dragon Quest games and being able to compare it to the newest Dragon Quest game, I think I'm gonna like it. I think I'm gonna like seeing the comparisons, and who knows? There may be a connection between the two. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I spoiled some stuff for myself. I don't know. There might be a connection to the two. I really don't know. So, this has been First Impressions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful week. Have a beautiful month. You know, I don't know what month this is going up, but whatever month it is, make it a good one. Make it a good one. Make it a good month. This has been First Impressions. I'll see you guys in the next one. I don't have any pee anymore.